Hey, Skidmarks here. Thanks for tuning in. I want to make a little comment about the last show I did. A viewer from Seattle, Washington, Jeffrey, thanks Jeffrey, mentioned that pointing a gun at my hand was quite the faux pas. It may have alarmed some of you. I only did it for dramatic effect. Please never point a firearm, loaded or otherwise, at yourself or anybody else. That was just for dramatic effect only. End of that. Again, thanks for viewing. Today's subject matter is AR-15s, or I shouldn't say that, evil black guns. Evil black guns. And the reason that some of us call them evil black guns is because much of the news media has proclaimed them either by verbalizing that they are evil black guns or just implying that they are. So we're just going to call them evil black guns. And it's an incredible injustice to such a cool little firearm. It is often suggested that owning one makes you some sort of a loon, that you're not of right mind. There is absolutely nothing wrong with owning an AR-15, an AK-47, or any of the evil black guns. The thing that we have to remember about black guns is they make a lot of shotguns and deer rifles and so forth with black plastic stocks. Are they evil black guns? It would seem that the only one that really categorizes as an evil black gun is the old AR-15 type firearm. This is an AR-15 that I built myself to duplicate what was being manufactured from 1969 through 1971 and would have been seen in the Vietnam era. Many of the Vietnam vets that I show this gun to choke up or smile, or there's different reactions to it. But one thing that it's not necessarily an evil firearm, and I'm not necessarily a weirdo for wanting to own it. I will demonstrate just for the sake of firing for you, those of you who would like to see it fired. Hot round. Let's put on the ears right quick. And we'll set that down. They are rather loud. Safety off. Let's fire a couple of rounds just for fun. I've got a pretty good berm back here. The rounds are going to a safe area, not flying away dangerously. 1969, 1971 M16/AR-15. Might have seemed miraculous to someone, but the rounds were in fact heading into a very safe berm. 223/556, the military, the connotation of the round, is actually a 22 caliber with an awful lot of energy behind it. Rather silly little thing, but literally, if you don't all know it, it is a 22 caliber projectile. The exact same caliber as the little 22 long rifle. Now, oddly enough, someone came up with a remarkable idea. Double checking. Gun is clear. Someone came up with a remarkable idea of, it's a 22. What might we be able to do with that? Remove the bolt, insert a 22 long rifle conversion kit, close it back up, same Vietnam type gun, right? A special magazine for 22 caliber with this conversion. We charge it up. 22 long rifle out of an AR-15. Safety off. 22 caliber long rifle, 22 long rifle, fired from an M16/AR-15. These kits are readily available online. It's a wonderful little device that takes your costly, expensive, potentially, .223 ammo and converts it into a .22 long rifle. Anybody can enjoy this rifle, and there's nothing insane or evil about owning it. A lot of regular folks enjoy these firearms and enjoy them completely safe and logically, harmlessly. Well, let's move on. Later, the M16 developed into the M4. The M4. It is basically the same as the original Vietnam era M16/AR-15, except that they changed the stocks. They have the collapsible to fit just about anyone. Small, short person, regular, long type person. This one I built myself. I added a different sight than what normally is opted for the M4 configuration. And this one is just a little different in that instead of the .223, again still the AR-15, M4, M16 type platform, instead we opted for 7.62 by 39, a 30 caliber Russian round, notoriously famous for the AK-47. Aftermarket companies bolt for an AK-47 in an AR-15 with an additional magazine specially designed for the AK-47 round, 7.62 by 39. This is a little bit loud. Ears on. Let's fire a couple of rounds. Let's make it hot. Safety off. Now this round is comparable to the 30-30 Winchester. Ballistically, it's the same, if not a little bit more. The 30-30 is famous for taking all kinds of wildlife, including white-tailed deer, mule deer, whatnot. This could be used quite effectively as a legitimate hunting rifle. Let's fire a couple of rounds, shall we? Safety on. Now, interestingly, you can buy a 7.62 by 39 upper assembly and put it on a standard AR-15 lower. It works perfectly. All that's required is additional magazine. The complete upper assembly is available from many places, including Midway USA and Columbia, Missouri. You can find the entire upper assembly, less that sight, for $299 on sale right now, and it's quite often for $399, and that's a bargain. The 7.62 by 39 round can be purchased anywhere. It's imported from Russia, and you can get them. I've seen them for 50 rounds, I believe, for $11. A very, very affordable shooting. The cases that are ejected are actually steel. Instead of leaving that filth on the earth, you can just take a big magnet, walk around and pick up your brass, your steel casings, and take it home. Put it in the trash where it belongs. So that's one type of AR-15. Now, another AR-15 that I built is certainly not, again, I don't believe an evil firearm. It is black. It is made from an AR-15 type category firearm, but it's very special purpose. Very heavy, very long, very precision built barrel. The action is fine-tuned by the best gunsmith I know. It's very much a target firearm, very accurate, Some people think these firearms are useless and inaccurate. This very firearm has been with me out to Holly, Colorado, and taken prairie dogs at 500 yards. It has done it repeatedly. It's a ridiculously accurate firearm, and it is by no means a non-sporting firearm. If ever it was a sporting firearm, this is it, folks. Now, where I've been going with all of this, you can be a very, very regular kind of a person and own these firearms very responsibly. One of the issues I have with anti-gunners is they just hate these guns, and they will spew such nonsense about them, and it's all about ignorance. I can tell you some positive attributes about these firearms. I can tell you that I use them responsibly and that I don't harm anyone with my firearms, especially my evil black guns. And let's get it out, let's get it over with. These things aren't evil. If I made them a different color, what would we call them then? Well, they're actually sporting firearms. Just a delight to shoot. But the folks that want to put them down, to make them illegal, to make them somehow that they're not going to do harm, know absolutely nothing about them. They've never handled them. Can you imagine Miss Feinstein over in California? Ask her any question about an AR-15, and she well, obviously will draw a blank face. She has no idea what she's talking about. Doesn't handle them, hasn't gone out shooting them. So here's where I'm going with that idea. Before you make a decision on whether you like or dislike, go to one of the popular shooting ranges. They usually will allow you to rent one of these guns. They will even go out with you. Declare yourself a novice. They will go out with you to the range and help you shoot these things safely, and you can make a legitimate decision on what you think about this. Okay, they're always going to be ugly to some. I don't think so. They're going to be loud. Well, that's why we wear hearing protection. They may serve a purpose for you. Shooting tin cans is actually quite an enjoyable afternoon. They can go hunting for the idea of what you're hunting to hunt it with. If you want to hunt coyotes, groundhogs, prairie dogs, the little 223 is a wonderful round. If you want to hunt something a little larger, get the I call it the AR-47. Get the AR-47 barrel that shoots the Russian AK-47 cartridge and enjoy yourself. It will take deer. And it's legitimate hunting. You don't have to have a high pristine blue luxurious wood stock to go hunting and call it hunting. These are hunting firearms. These are sporting firearms. But again, before you decide that they should be outlawed, that they should be eliminated, that they should be removed from the face of the earth, go out and try it and make an informed decision for yourself. If you hate it after that, at least you've tried it. Trying to build in laws that will protect the world from semi-automatic firearms. If everyone would think of how much harm has been done with an automobile, whether it be low-powered or high-powered, an irresponsible person can do much harm with an automobile. We never hear of anyone wanting to outlaw automobiles. We don't hear of anybody wanting to build in special licensing requirements to get an automobile. So let's use a little common sense about this. You're not going to stop irresponsible people from doing irresponsible acts by creating laws. Another subject around the law issue. There's a large sign very near here as you cross into Mexico, and it's a huge sign. I mean, it's a large sign that says firearms and ammunition are illegal in Mexico. Can't own these things. Certainly can't own these. You can't own anything. They do have some weapons that you can have, but typically it's special licensing and permission and so forth. Well, just recently, very near here, very near here, a Border Patrol agent was hunting down a known drug dealer. The drug dealer was coming across with his group, his mules, carrying over large quantities of drugs. The agent surprised in the night the drug smugglers. The drug smugglers pulled out their firearm, shot that agent 5 times. Wait a minute. It's virtually illegal for him to own that. How did he cross from Mexico to the United States illegally and shoot the Border Patrol agent with a firearm that he's not allowed to have? Laws won't stop lawbreakers from having firearms. Outlaw guns, only outlaws will have guns. Enough of that soapbox. Again, please go out and try to get a little bit more information about these firearms. They probably aren't as evil as you think or have been led to believe. So nice of you to listen to me again. Yap, 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 right? But again, thanks for tuning in. Please like my channel. Put in legitimate comments. Like to read them. And you all have a wonderful day. Skidmarks here. Adios.